Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to make a little video on designing within Canva. We're going to design a little t-shirt. So it's going to be a little surf circle design. Okay, I've actually done it already, but it looks like this. Hold on. Let me show you how it looks. Okay, so that's how it looks. And we're going to recreate this design here. So the first thing we need to do is come over to our home page in Canva, and we can hit create a new design, and that'll open up this this tab here. Okay, so the first thing I'll do is I'll come over to the left panel and come down to elements. I'll click on elements, and then I'll click circle. I will grab a circle, left click on that. I'm then going to hit the Alt key and drag it so that it's larger. I'll click off that to the background. So I'll click back on it. Now what I want to do is add an outline. So up here on the toolbar, I'm going to click on those lines that you can see I've highlighted, and I'm going to make that weight a little bit, about say 15. Okay. Now over here where it shows you the color on the toolbar, I'm going to click on that. Once I've clicked on that, I'm going to select a gradient. Okay, so to select a gradient, you come over here to the left panel once you've selected colors, and I'm going to choose this one here. Okay, so once I've chosen my gradient, can come over to here on the left and it'll show it, and it's got these little sliders over the gradient symbol, so you can click on that and it'll give you a few options. I'm going to choose the second one. So all they basically are is the gradient is just different patterns. So you've got here, it's a linear gradient, tells you the degrees and the colors. This is a circular gradient, another circular gradient. Okay, so I want a linear gradient. I want this one here. Okay, and then the other thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to add another color to this gradient. So on this plus symbol, this addition symbol, where it says gradient colors, you can click on that, and then I'm going to slide over to the blue here, and a little bit more blue, about there. Okay, so I want it about there, maybe a little bit more that way. Okay, so I want to change the order of these colors. The blue's in the right spot, but I want to swap the red and yellow. Okay, now my red I want to change to a deeper red, so I'll click on it. When this color selector comes up, I'm going to drag this red color to there, so it's quite a deeper red, like that. The yellow, I'm pretty happy with that. So if I edit my, that's how it looks now. So when you select these three colors, you get an idea of how the gradient styles actually are, because it's a lot more obvious now. So that's the one I'm going to use. Okay, alrighty. So the next thing I'm going to do is add a line. So I'm going to come back up to my elements, and in search elements, I'm just going to choose line. I'm going to select the first line that comes up. Once I've selected it, I'm going to come up to the toolbar, and I'm going to make my line weight. I'm going to try about, say, 6. Actually a little bit more than that, maybe 10. That'll do. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is I'm going to, while I've got it selected, I'm going to press Shift and Control on Windows, and I'm going to drag this out to here. I'm going to repeat it on the other side to here. Okay. Now for this line, what I want to do, once I'm going to select it again, I'm going to come to the little toolbar that comes above it, where it says duplicate. I want to duplicate it 5 times because I want 6 lines. So 1, just click it, 2, make sure you're over it, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so I now have my 5 lines. Okay, so what I can do now, I'm going to zoom in a little bit and I'm going to highlight them. So just grab the first one, you can see the handles here, press shift, and then you can just go along and grab them like that. I've missed one in there. Okay, so that's all of them. Once I've selected them all, I'm going to come up to this position button, tab on the toolbar, click that position button, and I'm going to arrange. Okay, I want the align elements to the left. Okay, so they're all there now. Okay, now what I want to do is unselect them. I'm going to zoom back out a little bit. I'm going to grab the first one. Okay, I'm going to hold down the shift and the control key, and I'm going to drag that first one up to about there. The bottom one, I'm going to repeat the process but in reverse. I'm going to highlight it, press shift and control, and drag it down to about there. Now I want to select them all, so I'm going to select that one, this one, to just hover over them and click while you're holding shift. Oops, I've missed one there. That one, okay, I've missed a couple there. I'll just zoom in so I can see a little bit better. Okay, now I've got them all. Okay, so what I want to do now is come back to my position tab. It's already selected, and I want to come down to space evenly vertically. Okay, so that's kind of what I want. I'm going to zoom back out so I can see the whole picture. Yep, that's what I'm looking for. Okay, now the next thing I want to do is just make these lines meet the border of the circle. So I'm going to highlight that. Again, I'm going to press the Alt key, drag it over. I'm going to press the Alt key, drag it over. Select this one, select the Alt key, drag it over, and there we go. A little bit more. Okay, so that's about right. Just this one here needs to be just dragged over a little bit more. And there we go. We've got this one up the top. You can see the edges sticking out. I'll just drag that over a touch. Oops, needs to be out. It should be about there. Okay, so it's just sticking out a bit. So what I'll do is I'll highlight it, and then I'll use the left arrow key just to move it over a bit. And that kind of, if I zoom in, yeah, I'll highlight it and just, oh, now it's coming out the other side. So it's just a little bit long. What I'll do is press the Shift and Alt key and just shorten it a bit. There you go. Like that, okay. I'll zoom back out now. Alrighty, so now I want to start adding some graphic components. So I'm going to come back over to Elements. I'm going to go to the Search Elements, and I'm going to look for some birds. Just going to choose birds. I'm going to choose the Graphics tab, and I'm going to grab these 4 birds here. You can see them there. Okay, I'm going to move them up like that. Okay, I'll down arrow those a bit just so I'm a little bit happy with it. I'll actually make the graphic a little bit bigger. I'll center it, so just drag it left. You'll get the guideline that comes up in the middle like that. Okay, and then I just maybe up a touch about there. Alrighty, that's where I want the birds. So the next thing I want is some water. So I'll come back to Elements and I'll search for waves. I'll search for some waves. Okay, I'll scroll down, and I like these ones here. I'm going to left click on those, drag them down, take that left handle while I'm pressing control. So actually, while I'm pressing shift and control at the same time. Sorry, while I'm pressing alt. Yeah, it's going to shrink it, the whole thing. Otherwise, you're shrinking just one side of it. So if I don't press anything, it just drags to the side that the direction that the mouse is going. Okay, you could probably just do it that way, like that, manually. Okay, I'll then highlight it, and I'm going to down arrow just to put it there where I want it. Okay, the next graphic component which I want, I'll delete off those waves. I'm going to search for mountain. Okay, let's search for a mountain. Let's try a mountain outline. And you've got a few mountain outlines. Let's look into graphics. So it's got all our mountain graphics there. I think I'll grab this one here. It sort of matches the water a little bit. I'm going to press Alt and just make it a little bigger, and then drag it down to about there. Actually, I don't like that. I'm going to get rid of it. What I'll search for maybe is just mountain. I want something a bit more solid. So how about this one here? It's quite solid. Yeah, it's more matching the birds, and it sort of works when you place it on this line here. So then again, I'll press Alt and I'll just make it a bit bigger, just so it fills in that area there nicely from one border to the other. Okay, the next thing I want is some palm trees. So I'll come over, I'll say coconut trees. So some coconut trees. Got any coconut trees? Palm trees, coconut palms. Let's look in the graphics. Okay, so I've got a few here. Let's grab this one on the left. Actually, how about this one? We'll use this one. Okay, I'll make that smaller. Bring it up to here, around here, and then I'll use this button at the bottom of the graphic once it's selected to rotate them, and then I'll shift him over to about there. I want more of a rotation. I want it a little bit smaller as well, so just using that handle to bring it in, and I'm going to leave him there. What happened if I flip that? Flip it horizontal. Does it look any better? You can leave it there. Then I think I'm going to try this other coconut because I'm not 100% liking this one. I'll try this other palm here, and then I'll make that smaller, bring it over to the other side, use this button here to rotate it, and again I'm going to flip it horizontally, and then bring it into about here. I'll just position it there. This one I'll position it about there. Okay, so I'll just rotate that a little bit more and see how we go there. Alrighty, now I think I can fit a few more trees in there. I want to make this mountain range a bit smaller, and then I'll bring it down a little bit as well to give the trees some more room. So this part is just a little bit fiddly when you're making something, just to get it, you know, something that suits to your eye. Now I want a single tree because these are all double trees. I've got a single tree here on the left. Okay, let's grab it. There it is. Now I'll make it a bit smaller, rotate it around. It's a nicer looking tree there. On this side I'll flip that over, flip it, and I'll flip it vertically, whoops, horizontally, and then I'll rotate it, whoops, and bring it down to here, like so. I kind of want that one a bit smaller now. Bring that one in here and bring this one a bit smaller. Rotate it. Sort of place it there. It's not really looking nice there. Maybe make it a bit bigger. About there. Actually, I'm going to make it smaller and make these ones bigger. Like that. And then this little guy here. Oops. Okay, so I've accidentally locked that. So sometimes if you're manipulating it and it won't move, it's because you've accidentally locked it. So if you've accidentally locked it, when you click on it, you'll get this little tiny toolbar and it shows a padlock. So if I click on this one, you see it's got these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 symbols. Okay, because I've accidentally locked this one, it's there. It's coming up with the padlock. So you need to click on it and then you can manipulate it again. Okay, so something like that. Just rotate this one a bit more. I'm not really liking that. Okay, I might get rid of this little one. It's not really working for me. And then how about we make this one bigger? Like that. Okay, I like that one better. Let's move it up a bit. Yeah, I just like the two today. It's working better for me. So I'm going to leave those there, roughly in the same line as what these ones are. They're different trees, so that's good. Okay, the only thing I don't like is that these aren't touching the border. So what I can do for that, how about I just search for palm tree again. See if there's any others that could maybe fit in there. Well, here's a better one, this one here. Let's try this one. Get a few better options with the palm trees. Okay, and then I'm going to rotate that and then stick it in there like that. That's a bit better. That works a bit better for me. And then I'll duplicate that and bring the other one over to this side. I'll then flip that, flip him. Oops, wrong way. And then rotate him like that. Sometimes when you're on the beach, you see the palm trees a little bit all bunched together like that. So I'll kind of leave it like that. Just at the bottom here, I'm not really liking that. So you can select it and then use the arrow keys to sort of just fine tune it. If it doesn't really work out like that, something that I sometimes do is maybe go and get a circle or a triangle. In this case, I think I'll get a triangle. And then I'll just bring over a triangle, something like this one. I'll change the color to black. I'll make it smaller. And then I'll rotate it, make it really small. And then just sit it in there like that. And then rotate it again. Move it back. And then there, it's sort of, if I zoom in, I can sort of see it a bit better. Okay, that kind of works in a way. Might make that a bit smaller, like that, and then just use the arrow keys to bring it up a bit. Sort of not too bad there. Once you zoom out a bit, okay. So I'll leave the other one like the way it is because it's not too bad and it makes them both different. Okay, so that's basically it for our graphics. Now what I want to do is add some words. So I'm going to come over to text. Okay, I'm going to choose a font called Gargalin. I'm going to add it in. It's added it, but it's very small. So if you just drag the handle up, oops, you can see here. I'll zoom in a bit. Okay, what I can do is just It's a little bit big. So the font size, I'll use about 100. So I'll just take that down to say 100, close to 100. Actually, I'll put it a bit smaller than that. Maybe 90, say 90. Let's try 90. Okay, I'm going to say Kuta Beach Barley, right? Kuta Beach Barley. Okay, now I'm going to change the color. Before I change the color, I'm going to change the spacing of the letters. So letter spacing, I'm going to bring out to about, say, 70, 75, something like that. And then I'm going to change the color. So once they're selected, I can come over to this A symbol with the colors underneath it. Click this addition symbol. What I'm going to do is grab this color picker, and I'm going to grab a yellow. Okay, and now I want an outline, so I'm going to come up to Effects and choose Outline. It's already given me an outline, but I want to change the color. So it gives you an option of thickness. I'll just make it a tad thicker, and then come to this color. And again, I'm going to use the color picker, and I'm going to choose my red from up here. Okay, the next thing I want to do is highlight it. I'm going to come over to Effects again. This time I'm going to come down to Shape and Curve. Okay, and I want this curve to be about 50-ish, I'd say. Or maybe more than that. Let's try 50. Let's see how it looks. Okay, maybe a bit bigger. Whoops. Okay, if you press Control, you get a little bit more granular control of where you can leave it. So as you can see, it's not exact, the distance, but it's pretty close. So I'm going to leave it like that. Okay. Kuta Beach Barley. Now the next one I want to do is underneath. So what I'll do is I'll actually just duplicate this. So I'll highlight it, and then I'll choose this duplicate from the toolbar that pops up, and then I'm going to drag it down. And what I want to do is change the text to Summer of Surf 1969, something like that. Whoops. Okay, so Summer of Surf 1969. Okay. Now, as you can see, the curve's in the wrong direction, so I've got to come up to Effects again, come down to Curve here, and I need to reverse this curve. So all I need to do is highlight where it says 48 and add in the subtraction symbol, and then press in. Okay, so that's going to be quite close there. And then I can again press the Control key for that granular control and just put it where I want it. You know, you might need to just adjust it. This doesn't have a really granular control of the curve, but it's quite close. Say there, I think that's about it. Let's see how the whole thing looks now if I zoom out. It's not too bad. Okay, I think this text could be up a bit, so I'll just press Control after I've highlighted it and just take it up a bit. I think that kind of matches the bottom one there. Okay, so that's going to be it. That's our t-shirt design, and that's all you do. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial, and that's how easy you can start working with graphics. I mean, this video was more about exploring how these graphic elements here work than it was about the t-shirt, but I just thought I'd choose a t-shirt design to demonstrate how these graphic elements work. Anyway, that's it for the video. If you enjoyed it, please do subscribe and hit the notification button, so if I drop another video you can get it. I'm going to do a series on Canva because a lot of people like it and a lot of people use it. Anyway, that's it, and thanks for watching.